Hey, how the devil are you? Now, I done a boo-boo and I messed up the microphone, didn't have it on the right setting, so I've had to do a voiceover on this. So I do apologise. What I'm showing now is I've got some stripped screw holes here in my door hinge, which I need to repair. Now in the past, I have used like a matchstick, brought a matchstick off to put in there, then screw the screw in, but that didn't last very long. And I've also used some more plugs, which I've put in. They lasted a bit longer, they did work, but even they came out in the end. So what I'm going to use in this video is the little wooden dowels you get with IKEA furniture. You can also buy them online. I'll put a link below in the description box. And they are really handy. You just hammer them in, put a pilot hole in them, and then screw the screw in, and away you go. You can put a little bit of wood glue on them before you hammer them in. Just put a little bit of wood glue on them, a bit of Gorilla Glue. But there's really no need, because once you hammer them in, they go in so tight. Plus when you put the screw in, it spreads it out even more. So as long as you've got a good fit and you have to hammer them in quite, so they're quite secure, there's really no need for wood glue. But if you want to put wood glue on them, you're more than welcome to. Now, what I'm saying here is I got a problem with the door. Now, why do the hinges keep coming out? This is the third time it's happened. And what it is over the years, it's an older house, the door frame has warped a little bit. So the door is catching on it. So what I've done, I've made this little spacer out of credit cards, drilled some holes in it, marked them up, drilled some holes in it, which I'll put there, dropped it on the floor, to bring it out a little bit so it's not catching on the door frame. I mean, sometime in the future, I will get back to it and shave the door a little bit. But at this time, I'm just going to fix the hinge. Come on, Mark, get on with it. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I'm just going to hammer them in now. And again, if you want to put... right here, what I'm doing now is just measuring the hole. Because you don't want to hammer them in and all of a sudden you've got a mil or two hanging out of the hole. So it's best to measure them first. I've used a drill bit. You can use a screwdriver or a screw, whatever you want to use, just to make sure that when you hammer it in, it goes in flush. So if it doesn't, you have to cut a bit off the end of it. So like I said, what I'm doing now is I'm just using a really thin drill bit and just drilling some pilot holes. I'm only going in about a mil or two. Don't go all the way in. This is just to make it easier for you when you screw the screw in. Because if you don't put a pilot hole in, it's very hard to try and find it and get it going. So it's much easier to put a pilot hole in there. I dropped it on the floor again. So what I'm doing here is stop it dropping off. I put a little bit of blue tack on there, so it's just easier then. You don't want to try and be putting the hinge on and it's falling on the floor and you're going, oh God's sake, trying to get the hinge on and keeping that in place. If you haven't got blue tack, you can use a bit of tape or whatever. A bit of masking tape would do it. You can just rip it off later. And can you see how easy it is now with them pilot holes? Bam, straight in. I'm probably blabbing on about something while I'm screwing the screws in. I don't know what it is, I can't remember. Look at that, tighter than Mr. Tight from Tightsville. Oof. Okay, that's all done now. That should last for many years now. I can't see it being any problems in the future using the dowels. If you liked the video, give it a like. And you can subscribe if you want. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.